Yes, YouTube, what is good? I know, wherever I've been for the last few weeks or couple of months or so, I've just been pretty bad with YouTube, to be perfectly honest with you. Just stopped making YouTube videos for whatever reason. I could come up with a load of excuses as to why, but ultimately, I've just been slacking. But we're back, and we are going to make a vouch to produce regular YouTube content, particularly as I get deeper and deeper into my prep. Because if you was watching my videos before, you'll know that I'm well into preparation for my first ever bodybuilding show, and I'm effectively now sort of 10 weeks out. So my aim is going to be to document these next 10 weeks in the build up to the first show, and then everything that proceeds from that point onwards. And I think where I've been adjusting to a new routine with my jobs, balancing obviously working with my clients, working at Aldi, at the gym, etc., etc. I've just been finding excuses for not making YouTube content, whilst also dealing with obviously the effects physically and mentally of going through a prep. But with my week, effectively I have Thursday as sort of like my rest day from training, rest day sort of mentally, I think, from the rigors of bodybuilding. So typically I'll try and get my cardio and my training sessions done in and around Thursday, so I don't have to worry about anything like that. And similarly with practice of posing as well, because again, it's all to do with prep and bodybuilding effectively. But yeah, so we could probably use Thursday as a day to make YouTube videos, and probably give you like a weekly update with how prep is going. And then any other sort of videos that I'll make outside of that will be anything that I think is, I guess, content worthy, effectively. So it's a little bit of an update then with where we are at the moment with prep 10 weeks out. So getting leaner week from week. These are my pictures from this morning from my rounds of posing that I've done. And again, because I've been so bad with YouTube, I can't even remember what I was weighing on the last video. But effectively just under 76 kilos, which I think is 165 pounds maybe. I could be some wrong on that, or 167, something like that. But looking, yeah, I think a lot sharper, particularly on my lower body, because that's where a lot of my remaining stubborn body fat is being stored, on the legs. Upper body, I'm pretty pleased with. And from where my posing was 6, 8, 10, 12 weeks ago, it has come on leaps and bounds and does feel a lot more natural, which again, I'm really happy with. But that's no surprise since I've started working with Matt, my posing coach, who's given me plenty of pointers, and we have calls on a bi-weekly basis to obviously go through that and improve on that. Because if there's one thing that you're bad at and you want to get better at, why not hire someone who's going to get you there a lot quicker? Just makes the most sense, really, doesn't it? But food-wise, in terms of macros, we are on protein 220. Training day carbs are 375 and 275 on a rest day, and then the fats on training days are 45 grams with 60 grams on rest days. So today, for example, is 220 protein, 275 carb, and 60 grams of fats. And what I'll typically do is just try to offload a load of my carbs for the back end of the day, because then it should help to fuel my day and my session the following day, effectively, by the time the carbs are digested and glycogen's got in muscles, etc., etc. But yeah, obviously I've had a lot to deal with. Again, probably another reason why I've not been producing YouTube content is because the mighty Arsenal are Premier League champions. And luckily, I've been able to go to a couple of games more recently. One might have been behind enemy lines for the London Stadium, but we'll keep that on the hush hush. But let me tell you, pretending to be a home fan when you're there to watch the away team is quite an experience, particularly at West Ham. And then we've also been to the Champions League semi-final second leg against Atletico Madrid, which was the best atmosphere I've ever noticed at the Emirates. and obviously it was great to get through to the final. And then we was there on Monday night for the Burnley game, which, yeah, although Burnley are absolutely terrible, was a nervy 1-0. But after what followed at the Vitality the day after, who cares? Who really, really cares? It was amazing. 22 years I've waited for this moment. 22 years. I was 8 years old last time we won the Premier League, and I've witnessed some very interesting footballers at my football club. Some very banterous moments that we've been victims and parts of, and suffered abuse from rival fans and basically other fans. So Arsenal fans can afford to be unbearable for the foreseeable, and if we pull off the unexpected in Budapest in a fortnight's time, good luck to everyone else. That's all I'll say. And I guess you could thank Arsenal for the fact that we're due to have a heat wave this weekend, which could or could not make getting steps in a little bit easier. The cricket season is also back, so it's another thing for me to get involved in, and a good form of cardio and a good form of movement and a good form of distraction away from food noise as well, because obviously if I'm in the field for long hours of the day, then I can't get access to food, can I, effectively? But I'm in such a good routine now with sort of planning my food in advance, getting it ready, taking it with me, using any cooking facilities that away grounds have got. And particularly at Mersham, we don't have anything to warm food up, but I do have access to a heated lunchbox that I can just plug into the cigarette lighter in my car to warm my foods up. But again, if I can't use that, or it's not accessible for whatever reason, then my food is still taken care of, and we make best use of whatever the best alternative is, effectively. But yeah, effectively 10 weeks out, no changes to food over the last couple of weeks. As I mentioned, I've put the macros in earlier. Body, I think, took a little bit of initial hit and adjustments straight away, but seems to have got used to it now. And energy levels and training has been really, really good. So even though strength might have started to drop just ever so slightly, the quality of my sessions, the stimulus that I'm getting, the pumps that I'm getting in the gym are making the sessions some of the best that I've ever had, in all honesty, which again is quite surprising considering you know, that I'm on less food, less carbs, etc. So yeah, I'm in a really, really good spot. Still looking to improve, obviously, week upon week in terms of the posing, and just pushing myself through as best as I can. But I think having that nice balance, like home days like today, where all I've got to worry about is just getting my steps in, helps that process, particularly as I work long hours, and allows me to break up the week a little bit as well. But yeah, we've done a little bit of a food shop today, stocked up on the bits I've needed. We did my cardio and some steps because I didn't get that done yesterday, but because it's only half an hour and I'm not training, etc., I've not mind getting it done today. So yeah, like I said, the plan is to just get back with making YouTube videos a bit more regularly, particularly with each passing week for prep, and anything else that I want to produce content on, and just make videos of what I enjoy, effectively. I had a conversation with one of my friends, Coach Regan Trill, check him out on YouTube, who actually made a great point that, you know, even being able to look back on this in years to come is going to make it worthwhile. You know, so after 5-10 years, I can look back on my first ever prep and look what I went through, look what my experiences were, what I learned, what I gained from it, etc. And if there's, you know, just one person that benefits from the sort of content that I produce when it comes to their own physique goals, then actually it's still worthwhile, isn't it, effectively? So yeah, just a little bit of an update to say that I'm back on the YouTube grind, and if there's anything else that I'll need to add to the vlog, or I want to add to the vlog, then I'll add to it. If not, I'll see you on the next one, but that'll be a lot more regularly than my previous video.